What a win this weekend. So it's unusual. I'm actually recording this on the Monday. Had a really, really busy weekend, but Saturday was phenomenal. Um, just 5-1. From what we've been through, it's progressively looking better and better every week. And I know that there's certainly a weaker team. Tiptree rebuilt a squad over sort of 3 weeks, and that's great because hey, no one wants to lose their local football team. Looks like there's some good work going on behind the scenes to secure a new stadium, place to play next year. But it was one that when you're one above the drop, one above bottom, and you're playing bottom place, you've got to go out there and win. They're 6 pointers, so a really really good performance. Um, that second half, they just reached a new level and dominated. So really really good to see, but sort of off the pitch, really really promising as well. So we took the coach. So what we do with the coach, as voted for by owners to agree pricing model and everything, players travel free on the coach. Owners pay £15, non-owners pay £20, um, and that allows us to effectively pay for the coach. So it's one that it's a really really good environment. The front of the coach is all your fans on there, and then the back half has got the players, the managers, etc. But we filled it. I think there was 3 seats spare. Um, Obviously I didn't walk around the coach and count, but I believe it was about 3 seats spare, which shows people definitely enjoy going. And there's lots of other people that I know do want to get on the coach, but hey, things come up. We do all have lives. Uh, but it's a really, really good environment. That coach on the way back was buzzing. It was like a party on there, and it's really, really nice to embrace that. It brings the fans and the players closer together, which is important for non-league football because non-league football can be brutal at times. Of players appear, they play for a couple of weeks, and they disappear and go play for another team. So that bond, especially when you're not paying players, really, really goes a long way. So it was enjoyment. There was lots of other people that made their own way up there. There was about 50 roughly. Um, I didn't walk around the cage and count, but it was basically all Rocks fans. I think there was 3 or 4 people who are home fans, but it was all people that had come to see the game, which is just a really, really good environment. You could see it was definitely getting under the skin of the opposition, which is another thing that we're able to help out and support our players, give them that boost. Because if you've got a load of people stood behind the cage making noise, then that's frustrating to play against. So really, really promising in that aspect, and we'll keep continuing the coach as long as it breaks even. If we get to sort of a couple of weeks where it's not breaking even, it's not doing the job, we'll come back to owners and go, look, this isn't working. Here's some other ideas we've got. Which one do you prefer? Um, but no, financially, they're doing a good job. I haven't had the final numbers yet. They'll come through today and be in the email tomorrow. But that will give us a scope because if we didn't do that, we'd do a fuel subsidy. We'd pay for 5 cars for players and management at I think it's 0.2p a litre. So a litre, a mile. And that would be what we would offer. So it's nice to have the coach. Then we stick all the players in the car, and then the fans find their own way. Um, so yeah, grateful for everyone that came. What a fantastic day. Off the pitch, sponsorship seems to be going well. We've had an increase in the last week of people taking player, manager, or committee sponsorship. So £50 for the year. Um, there's a list on the Slack group. Someone asked, "Hey, can you just tell us who's not been sponsored yet?" So that's there. But yeah, get in touch, and the opportunity's there, and it just goes a long way. It might only be £50, but if we get the 30 odd people that are in the list all sponsored, that's a significant sum of money. So it's one that please have a look, and if you can, or if you know someone that hey just wants to do sort of small level sponsorship, rather than sort of the bigger ticket £500 items, that's a great way where they can do that. So yeah, not too much from my side. There's some bits and pieces down the road. We're hoping to launch a fan survey really soon. Um, do a piece, sort out like what our walkout music will be for the season, because we've got a big PA system, like boxing. It's not one that goes all the way around the ground. We're not wiring to that level, but we've got a big karaoke style box which will allow us to boom some music out before the game. So we've thrown that out to owners to send some submissions in. We'll work out how we do the vote and get that to you. Don't think it'll be this week. I think it'll probably be next week, but we can certainly roll that out. Um, I think that's most of the stuff of where we're at, but it's all looking really promising. A real shame in a way we didn't have the game a week ago because we'd be talking three on the bounce and it would just feel more momentum. But we feel like we're in a really, really good spot. Everyone's doing a great job, and yeah, there's no reason we can't continue this over the next month. And hey, that moves us towards mid-table and safety, which for our first year, hey, there was never an expectation of boom, we're going to go out and win the league this year. Um, we'd have been two divisions lower, then yeah, the expectation would have been we need to win the league year one. But when you're one league ahead of where you ever hoped to be or planned, and there was no expectation of being in the 11th tier, it was talking about 12th or 13th, then this year's about survival at the lowest level. I'm more optimistic than that. I'm looking at mid-table. If you finish in that 7 to 10 range, 15 teams, that's a really, really good spot. And that's where you can kick on and we can talk about, hey, can we progress up next season and be in that contention for around the top? You've got to finish top to go up. So it's a high bar, but it's one that I want to push and be in that conversation. So thanks all for listening. I'm away for a few weeks, so these might happen if I can. They might be a bit late, but we'll see how it all pieces together over the next 3 weeks. But yeah, I'll be following along from wherever I end up at that particular week. So up the rocks. Thank you so much for your support, and yeah, hopefully many, many more fun away games. And away games are so much more fun for the committee because there's a lot less to organise. So yeah, thanks so much. Up the rocks, and we'll see you all again next week.